Hello, it's Juan Moreno. Sorry for the noise upstairs. But this is my presentation on the Disney marketing segment and marketing strategy. So I have always been a big Disney fan and a Disney buff. I grew up on Disney. I actually did a presentation on Walt Disney when I was a younger kid. So this was kind of right in my wheelhouse. So I think of Walt Disney as a remarkable man. So as you see from my first slide, it's something that Walt Disney always thought of as when you wish upon a star. It's something that he always looked forward to. The segment of the marketing segment has four main groups. The marketing segment, it's they really like try to market towards kids. Segmentation, it actually really helps them spend a lot of money and very effectively. Sorry. The geographic topic of Disney is very well, actually. Disney is actually known for many things. You got the Disney Channel. You got of course the Disneyland clothing. You got Disney stores. You got the Disney Studios. You got Marvel Studios, Pixar. So there's plenty of the geographical. They also got the Disney parks, of course, Disneyland and Disney World are the two most famous ones. But that's just not here in the U.S. They do branch out to other countries as well. I know Disney branched out and they actually have a park in France, Japan, and I think that's it. But it's still they venture out beyond the borders of the United States, just so they can produce more a bigger revenue in the geographical part of Disney. The demographical, as I mentioned earlier, is mainly targeted towards kids of all ages. I should say. Like I said, I grew up on Disney. Some of the very first movies that I've ever watched were like The Lion King, Pinocchio, Snow White, Cinderella, and as you've seen now, you got Frozen, Brave. You got Big Hero 6. Of course, you got the Marvel Studios. In the Marvel Studios, that was comics been around for decades. So, and I mean, they not only try to venture towards kids, but family. Walt Disney was a very family oriented person, so that was one of his main focuses was. He was very adamant about that. But if you look at everything, Disney does a very good job on the demographic of making sure that the kids have something, but not just the kids, but that of all ages have it. The adults have their stuff, and even like the kid stuff like Star Wars and Marvel, and like you also have like some Winnie the Pooh characters and everything that it ventures out towards adults as well. So I mean that Frozen 2 was mainly for adults. So you have that. The psychological thing about it, psychographical thing about it is Disney tries to bring the childhood mentality back. They do try to go back to the roots, and they've always done this very well. That pretty much make your dreams come true. They go from the innocence of a child, and they try to capture that, and they capture that very well. They basically want to make sure everybody just feels like a kid again. That's the biggest thing that I can say about the psychological part about it is, well, psychographic part about it is, so that's it. Very, very, they do that very well. I know every time I go to Disney, I do feel like a kid again. So that's something that's very like monumental towards me. As I said, Disney does target kids, but they target families, and they do not forget about the adults. The kids, they have plenty of stuff. You got toys, you got movies, you got clothing. They that's their biggest money maker. They also have they just came out with Disney Plus. They acquired Hulu, so and they got the Disney Channel. So there is plenty of kids things to go around, I should say, when it comes to that. The adults, I mean, all kids grow up. So people that are adults now, work that grew up on Disney, they will they never will forget about it. So and like I said earlier, as I mean, Disney does target towards adults as well within like Star Wars, Big Hero 6, the Marvel comics. I mean, in the parks, they allow drinking in certain areas. They do adult events. I know in Epcot, they do adult events there. So the Disney parks, of course, the two main ones are Disneyland, Disney World. Everybody's of all ages are welcome there, and it's just a magical place to just visit and just go. Lines are long, but you go there, you definitely do feel like a kid again. They do make sure that everything is captured very well. That basically the magic is there. That's where the magic happens, and it truly is. You do truly feel happy and happier when you're there, because there's just something about that those places is they just really capture the essence of the just being a kid and the childlike essence of that, and I do feel that is a great thing. Disney Studios is something else that's always forever ending and forever going, and honestly, it would probably never end. They do all types of movies from animated to live action, and they do capture all ages in that. So, and of course, you got the live action movies that have recently came out with like the Disney Princesses, Lion King, and of course Marvel Studios with Iron Man, Captain America, the Avengers, and so on and so forth. And in conclusion, to me, it's very short and simple. And my presentation is Disney is just awesome. It really is. They've done a lot, and within that is just a magical place. I know I keep repeating myself, and most of this is just it's pretty much stuff. It's pretty much just very like self-explanatory, and it's just something that if you haven't gone or you haven't looked at anything about Disney, I don't know. I would highly suggest you should. Thank you for this presentation. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it did well. Thank you, and have a nice day.